This is a video made by Dean DeLillo at PCX. This is our first Walgreens store we ever built. As you walk inside, you can see that the panels are already mounted on the wall of the room. You can see a wireway at the bottom that will have a skirt that goes all the way to the floor. You can see all the control elements are pre-wired and factory commissioned. We actually test for the foot candle thresholds as well as the temperature thresholds to operate the wall heaters and lighting systems. Look at the lighting contactor. This is the MDP panel. It's also going to have a skirt at the bottom. It's actually mounted to exactly 90 inches as requested by the criteria. Here on the wall is the carrier EMS panel that's mounted, and below that is where the UPS goes when it's required. On this wall is the phone systems and the BOSS security system with the proper receptacles and some labeling that allows for proper organization of these systems. This is the area where the LED reader board power supplies go. And in fact, we've actually got the wire already in the wireway to terminate into the LED power supplies. Above the panels, we've already have cutouts for the exit of conduit from the installing contractor, as well as cutouts for the 8-inch conduits for the exhaust and ventilation of the system. One is at each end. You'll notice that there is no floor. It's what we call a floorless design. The floor of the store, the slab itself, becomes the floor of this room. There are temporary members that are installed that are removed after installation. This is an example of how you would actually install the PCX electric room. It's an 8,000-pound SkyTrack that is putting the room directly in place. You can see in the slab the conduits that are coming out of the slab. This whole process takes less than a half hour. In fact, the actual setting only took about 5 minutes. This was the first time this contractor had ever used PCX, and they would have been better off had they had 2 slings of the same length. Right now the room is listing slightly to the left, which makes it a little more difficult to put in position than need be. We've got an optional solution where we have jacking mechanisms built into the unit, which allows the installing contractor to just set the electric room on the slab and then enter and jack up the unit on dual caster wheels. There's actually 4 sets of wheels, and then you can easily roll the room directly into position and then lower the jacks. There will be no special rigging equipment needed except the ability to take the room off of the truck with a forklift. The conduit locations were spelled out very clearly, and that allowed for quality installation on the site. We actually have a stub-up conduit location drawing that's available prior to electrical contractor embedding the conduits. And this room is completely NEMA 3R, meaning that it's weather tight and can be set on the ground next to the building at any time and left out in the weather until the building is dried in. This gentle push was required because of the listing of the electric room and the rigging. Normally it would not be required. And there you have it, a complete electric room ready for permanent power immediately. This puts this electrical contractor about a month and a half ahead of where he would be if he was not able to utilize a prefabricated electric room. And as you know, permanent power plays an important role in getting the HVAC operating as well as drying out the slab. Now, in a few seconds, you're going to see the general contractor in the picture, and I want you to listen closely to what he says when he comes out of the electric room. What he just said was, plug it in, it's all done, and that's great news. Some early pictures of the site prior to the slab being poured. They're looking at our drawings. Here is about 8,500 feet of linear conduit that's actually put into the slab. This is the small jig used by the contractor to ensure that the stub-up locations were proper. We are going to actually offer a jig that will be embedded in the concrete to ensure quality. One of the big benefits of the PCX solution that Walgreens really appreciates is the ability to store about 100 square foot of product on top of the electric room. This is a typical delivery on a flatbed open truck. And this is the rigging process. I want to thank you for your time and look forward to working with you on future projects.